Hello world! The FBI website has been exploited to send thousands of trolling emails. It all went down last Saturday when people started receiving odd-looking emails. These emails weren't sent from a lookalike domain or by someone just pretending to be the FBI. No, the emails were sent from a 100% legit FBI.gov email address. The subject line reads, "Urgent, threat actor in systems." And the email body is one masterful troll. It says things like, "Our intelligence monitoring indicates exfiltration of several of your virtualized clusters. We tried to black hole the transit nodes used by this advanced persistent threat actor. However, there is a huge chance he will modify his attack with fast flux technologies, which he proxies through multiple global accelerators." If this makes no sense to you, well, that's kind of the point. It's a bit of a meme to drop a load of tech jargon that makes absolutely no sense to try and make something sound ominous and spooky. Usually we only see this kind of thing in low-rate hacker films and TV shows.
No way. I'm getting hacked. They've already burned through the NCIS public firewall.
Well, isolate the node and dump them on the other side of the router.
I'm trying. It's moving too fast.
Oh, this is not good. They're using our connection to the INFIS database. Sever it.
I can't. It's a point attack.
If you're even slightly technically literate, you'll recognize the sheer cringe. But to normies, it sounds impressive and technical, and I'm sure this email raised the blood pressure of at least a few of the recipients. Anyhow, the email goes on to say, "We have identified the threat actor to be Vinnie Troyer, whom is believed to be affiliated with the extortion gang, the Dark Overlord." I'd never heard of Vinnie Troyer before this event, and just so we're on the same page, Vinnie has nothing to do with this, because it's just a troll, of course. However, why try to frame the guy? Well, as it happens, he and the hacker behind this troll are arch nemesis. Vinnie has written a whole blog post on his previous encounters with this hacker, and whilst on the one hand I don't want to feed the trolls too much, it just encourages them. I learnt that lesson through the dealings with my imposter, I'll link that video below, but we really have to examine the perp behind this just a little bit. It's not often you come across such a perfect archetypal instantiation of a troll. The troll, hacker, whatever you want to call them, calls themselves PomPomPerin. They're on Twitter, which makes our investigation a little easier, and they make it very clear in their bio that they're not a white hat or grey hat, if there was any confusion. I'm also reliably informed that PomPomPerin is a character in Hello Kitty, if you were curious. Interesting hacker name. It's also very satisfying to say, PomPomPerin. On his website, PomPomPerin is honest with their bio, claiming to be a threat actor, website administrator, and proud Canadian. One of their blog posts is titled, "Why Ransomware is Good," in which they essentially argue that ransomware helps companies to be more inclined to care about their security. Now, I honestly can't even tell if this post is a troll or not. Anyhow, what's the history behind Vinnie and PomPomperin's entanglement? As Vinnie explains in a blog post, this all started about a year ago when we initially published our cybercrime report naming Christopher Meunier, 22, of Calgary, Canada, as the alleged mastermind behind several major hacking groups, including the Dark Overlord, Gnostic Players, and Shiny Hunters. Vinnie alleges that Christopher Meunier is PomPomPerin, though PomPomPerin denies this. Now, if you want to read the full backstory behind these two, I'll leave a few links below. Both sides have posted reams of screenshots of them sparring with each other. It's quite difficult to dissect and even make any sense of, to be honest. But in a nutshell, they're not the best of friends. So much so that PomPomPerin has been on quite the trolling spree in the last year. On one occasion, our troll hacked the National Centre for Missing Children, publishing a blog post about Vinnie being a pedo. On another occasion, he DDoSed one of Vinnie's websites. He also hacked Vinnie's Twitter account, tweeting the most bizarre things. And that's not even the end of it. Vinnie says he tried to publicly frame me for the hack on the Astoria company, and before that, it was something else. And of course, the latest installment in the saga, not only hacking the FBI, but opting to weaponize an FBI email server, not to spam phishing emails and make stacks of cash, but instead to simply further this spat, this feud between them. The lengths PomPomPerin has gone to are really quite remarkable. He even had the audacity to message Vinnie on Twitter before the FBI hack to simply say, "Enjoy." Vinnie, confused, replied, "Enjoy what?" And then a day later it all became obvious. However, the question remains, how did PomPomPerin hack the FBI to send reams upon reams of trolling emails? So the FBI has a webpage called the Law Enforcement Enterprise Portal, which various law enforcement agencies use to access certain resources. The first mistake the FBI made was that anyone visiting the webpage could hit the "Apply for an Account" button. Since the hack, the FBI have made this button return an error, but the FBI have a handy-dandy PDF which explains how the application process used to work. If we skip right to the bottom, step 15 explains you will receive an email confirmation from this FBI email that your account is created, and herein lies the second mistake. This confirmation email is generated client-side. By inspecting the traffic to and from the website, you can see the parameters are all generated on your PC. Now, of course, you can change these emails to whatever you want and have a single custom email sent from FBI servers. But PomPomPurin took it one step further and injected a malicious script which automated sending tens of thousands of these troll emails. In fact, about 100,000 emails in total were sent. The FBI released a very boring statement, essentially acknowledging the hack but trying to downplay it by adding that no FBI data was compromised, seemingly completely missing the point about these awful web development practices. This video is sponsored by Linode, who are giving you $100 worth of free cloud computing. Linode is a totally customizable cloud hosting platform. Whether you're looking to quickly spin up a VPN, website, or host a Kubernetes cluster, Linode has you covered. If it runs on Linux, it'll run on Linode. Linode just announced availability of their NVMe block storage, the first alternative cloud provider to officially support this state-of-the-art hardware at no extra cost to their customers. Linode's philosophy is to focus on providing all the tools a developer really needs at competitive prices. Use the link in the description now to claim your free $100. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to help me out by fondling the like button for the YouTube AI, as well as turning on those sub notifications. If you want to see what goes on behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on the Instagrams. I'm @Jonty, I will of course link it in the description. And if you're looking for something to watch next, go check out my previous video on how US intelligence allegedly hacked into a travel booking website. As always, sources will be linked in the video description. Stay tuned for more hacking videos, and have a good one.